wrap it up, I ask you to respect the position of the presidency in the very near future. Thank you. You have the floor, sir.
شكرا سيد الرئيس. أعتذر عن أخذ الكلمة للمرة.
Thank you, Mr. President. Excuse me for taking the floor for a third time. I will not speak at length. I do not wish to enter into personal disagreements or foster disagreements between the representative of Kuwait and myself. This is the last thing that I wish to see. I'm speaking in the interests of my people, and that would go against those. We are no longer members of the Arab League, and that because there were attempts to stir things in Syria. And since they joined the Security Council, since that time, the allegations of our colleague are imprecise. We're not members of the OIC or the Arab League. Therefore, we can't talk about either of those two organizations or of any positions that are binding for my country, because we're not actually members of those bodies. Now, my second point, we are a responsible state. We have very robust intelligence services. We have institutions. We have dozens of thousands of documents that we have obtained since terrorism began to take hold. We have written documents written by these terrorists that demonstrates that there is complicity between these states in the Gulf in terrorism in Syria. That is a verified fact. We've had accusations flung around, we've received accusations, and we've seen missiles launched. We're not basing our accusations solely on the press. We have much, much more information at our disposal that we will cite when the time comes. And any member of the Security Council that wishes to fight against terrorism is flabbergasted when he receives information from Damascus. Ask the head of the group of analysis and oversight that visited Damascus recently. So we're not basing what we're saying on press cuttings. We have verified information at our disposal. We have documents, and a wealth of that documentation has been submitted to the Security Council. To continue to make mistakes is more serious than having made them in the first place. Let us cease to err. There is support for terrorism in Syria and elsewhere. Daesh, al-Nusra Front, these human detritus, have they come out of nowhere? Who gave them visas? Who gave them $250 to kill Syrian citizens and work as assassins? Where did they get this money? How are this human detritus recycled in Idlib, Nigeria, Afghanistan? How are they getting to Yemen? How is this happening? All of these questions are questions that we put to seasoned diplomats and not amateurs. This is a highly important issue. What we're suffering of today will be what you suffer from tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. If you refuse to fight against terrorism in Syria, you'll all be struck by it. We have monsters that have come to us from Europe, the Arab world, Asia, monsters. Take them back if you want to implement IHL. Take your monsters back. Get hold of them. They need to go back where they've come from. We don't want your monsters. Take hold of them. And we have every right to fight against them and to defeat them. It's a sovereign issue, and it's enshrined in international law. Thank you.
I thank the representative of the Syrian Arab Republic. I have no further names inscribed on the list of speakers. The meeting is adjourned.